Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie ICEROCKS. What's good?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
Everything blessed, man. Highly favored, man. I appreciate you taking some time. You know what I mean? I know you on tour right now. To talk to us about your story, man, and how you first got started with music.
I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you.
Much love, man. So, what was it like, man? What was the journey like with music?
I mean, it's been a lot of ups and downs. You know what I mean? A lot of people kind of get into it just because they love to do it. And then they realize that they don't really want to pursue it as like a business thing.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it can be like taxing on you in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, there's a lot of rewards that come with that as well.
For sure.
You know, some of it being the people that you grew up recognizing as like your idols or people that you looked up to, kind of recognizing what you do.
Yeah, that's
is like a big, you know what I mean, a big milestone.
Yeah.
And just being able to like be around people that influence you in what you do, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
I feel you. So what would you say is your earliest memory with getting started with music?
I was always like into music. I was always like listening to music, and you know, I had like a Walkman when I was a kid, and just like kind of walking around and I don't know, like being immersed in an album, or being in the back of the car, like driving and just like looking at the city or wherever we were going. Yeah. Kind of like, I don't know, like making your own little world, you know what I mean? While you're
what was the first album that kind of like stands out when you think about that moment in your life?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I like maybe like a Run DMC album or something like that.
Yeah.
I also listened to a lot of like rock, Nirvana. Like I was into a lot of different things. Just growing up in New York, there was so many different like influences.
Oh yeah, it's a melting pot, man.
Yeah. So, and like a lot of that had to do with like older brothers. My older brothers, but friends' older brothers, older sisters, like influencing us too. Like I had friends that were into like the punk scene and stuff like that, and it kind of like all, I don't know. To me, it all kind of like came together. In like a certain way.
Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, that's how you become you. You know what I mean? Like you're drawn to certain things because the reference point, like even with the punk stuff and the rock stuff, like you like certain things because of what you know in the history. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And a lot of it was because I was seeing that around me too. You know, I grew up in like the East Village, Lower East Side area. So
okay.
You know, there was like CBGBs and there was like all this stuff going on in the 80s and like, you know, I mean, there was a lot of influences from that type of stuff that was kind of around me, even if I didn't realize it at the time, you know?
I feel it.
And like the Beastie Boys and that type of like vibe as well.
It was cool, man.
But like, I'm trying to think of the album that really, really changed my outlook on music was probably 36 Chambers.
Yeah, that shit was cold.
Just because it was so different from anything I had heard up until that point. Yeah. And like the beat selection and like all the little like intricacies that like painted a picture. Which I mean, RZA did an amazing job. I feel like he got some of that from Prince Paul. Just because he was such an ill person with telling stories. Yeah. With his production and his like the things he put together for De La Soul, Grave Diggers. I mean, you know, so on and so forth. But then going into like the Prince Among Thieves album, which is to me one of the best well put together albums that took so many different aspects and brought it into one thing. Yeah. That kind of like shaped my like thoughts too, you know what I mean? My way of like doing things.
Nah, I feel it.
But yeah, like that's was kind of why I always got into a lot of different music. But when I was young, I think I was like maybe 13 or I guess when I was 10 is when 36 Chambers came out, because I'm a little like 42 now. So I was 10 when that came out. So a few years later, you know, like I was really into like the Lord Finesses, the Buck Wilds, the like DITC era.
Yeah, you digging.
Yeah, I was really into that, and like Pete Rock, and you know, just like I got really into the drum machines, and you know, like what people use to make things sound a certain way.
Nah, I feel it.
So that kind of like shaped me, and like I got into that a lot. But then I got into like, oh, you know what? It's not about the machine. It's about who uses it. You know what I mean? So I went through a lot of different phases with all that.
Yeah, I feel it, man. What would you say is your favorite piece of gear?
I mean, probably the SP1200.
Yeah, there's something about it, bro.
I mean, it's just there's really nothing that I've ever used that like sounds like that. I mean, there's stuff that's close, but I'd say my favorite machine overall to use, ease of use, everything is probably the 3000.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because it has a really clear, clean sound, but also it's like easy to use and kind of make things with, and you get a little more sample time, and there's just like a lot of different reasons. But I used the 2000 probably the most in the beginning, and then I kind of got on the SP 1200. My homie had a 12 and whatever, but I got into the SP 1200, and we used to do like beat battles and shit on like online. We had a forum that we were part of, and we did all these beat battles, like people overseas, like in different countries. So like that was a lot of fun, and just kind of like getting immersed into like the actual just making stuff and finding records and that type of shit, you know.
I feel it.
Even like when I was like 13, that's kind of when I first started digging for music and like finding like being like, oh, like Wu sampled this or someone sampled this, and then like I started being like, oh, this is how they put it together. But then it took me a while before I started actually making beats myself. It kind of was like I had a bunch of friends that were rapping, and they were like, yo, like I would rap with them, like, you know, we'd be like freestyling, getting drunk and having a good time and whatever. Just like most kids growing up in that environment. But then they were always like, yo, you always were finding the ill instrumentals in the record store for us to rap to, like, why don't you take a hand in that? So I tried that a little bit more. And
what age was that?
I was a little bit older. Like a lot of people start when they're like 15, 16. I didn't really start until I was closer to 20. 2021 is when I really kind of got into that. And I kind of like hit the ground running. And like my man Brian, who kind of like was the one who like let me his MPC at first and showed me like how to make beats, kind of him and a few other people, but him like specifically. I came back with beats like a few months later, and he's like, damn, these are actually pretty good, bro. Like, you know, like you're better at this than I am. And I'm like,
it's
nah,
like when the student oppresses the teacher.
So then it kind of got into that, and I had other people were like, damn, you're getting good at this. So I just kind of focused my energy on that, and I realized, like, you know, I don't know, I'd never really had like a thought that I was going to be this big, huge rapper anyway, or producer or whatever. I just knew that I was good at it, and like, even when I went to audio engineering school for like a little while, and I almost finished. I never actually finished the school, but even when I went to school, like there was one time I had a mixing like lesson, and they were like, "Yo, you mix this song," and I like mixed the thing and I play it for the teacher, and the teacher's like, "Yo, this sounds really good, but you forgot to mix the vocals. The vocals are muted," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like subconsciously in my brain, like I didn't even think about it, you know? Because I was just listening to the beat. Right. So that's when I was like, wow, maybe like I really should stick with this, because like that was my focus, you know? And that's kind of like when I like really, really ran with it, and like really started making beats like, you know, multiple a day, or like trying to like really immerse myself in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it, man. So at what point did you create your first song?
Probably 2003 or 4. It was pretty quick, like when I was like into it, you know. Our first album was my group DXA's first album. We did this in 2005. So that's just 20 years now, you know what I mean? About to be a little bit past that. But so we did that, and like that was a really crazy experience. Like I made basically 80 or 90% of the beats on that album.
Okay.
So that was like my first time, like, you know, really kind of, I mean, it was with a group also, like they helped put it together and kind of shape how it went. But I was like, you know, spitting the beats out to be like, okay, let's try to use this. And they're like, yeah, that one's dope. And then we kind of put it together. And then we kind of started working with, like, I started working with a couple other artists, and then me and Mayhem met I had a radio show, and he came on the radio show. It was me and my band D-Face had a radio show like at Breauxkin College, and he came on the radio, and like we kind of like hit it off, and then we started working together, and I've been working with a bunch of other people since then, but we kind of like have been kind of close knit and stuck together for a minute. So
word. So navigating, my bad, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom.
No, all good.
Navigating working in a group, I know sometimes it could be challenging. At what point did you kind of realize that you were going to break off and do your own thing, and how did everything end with the people in the group?
Well, we kept making music together, so it wasn't like there wasn't like any real problems. I mean, everybody was kind of happy that I was branching off and they were branching off, and everybody was kind of doing more stuff. So we were all kind of championing it, which was good.
Yeah.
And it was all like kind of helping everything, because we would do shows with other people. We kind of bring people around, and it kind of like it kind of helped flourish the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
But there was definitely times when they're like, "Yo, you got to make time for us. You got to make time for this." Or I'm like, "Yo, I got to make time for that." You know what I mean? Just kind of subconsciously.
Yeah.
But we all kind of like helped each other out, so that was always a good thing, And there was no like. It wasn't like a falling out or anything like that.
No,
we still like are brothers. You know what I mean? We've also known each other for, that group, we've known all each other for like over 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at this point, like, it's kind of like just childhood stuff anyway.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
It's almost like having like working with your brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's times when you guys butt heads, and there's times when you're like, "Yo, I love this motherfucker no matter what." You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just
kind of how it goes. Love.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you say is your favorite song or beat that you've released so far to this day?
Oh man, there's like, it's funny because there's stuff that's gotten like more attention than other things, but there's probably like a beat on my computer that I like more than anything that's ever come out.
That's how it goes, right?
You know what I mean?
You're still inching out away that mix, right?
Well, like, it's not even that. Some of it's the mix. Some of it's like, or I just like the way it sounds fucked up, because it's like you get demoitis or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff too that kind of happens with me where like I make a beat out of like, I need to finish it for the project, and I don't necessarily like the way the fucking snare sounds, or just something, but you got to finish it, and like you kind of some of that is the beauty in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're like, you have the pressure to finish it, and you just get, you get as close as you can get it done to where you really, really like it, and you just gotta submit it, right?
Yeah.
And then there's other times when you work on something forever, and you're like, you like the first mix you had. You know what I mean?
And you can't get that back, and you just go chasing a ghost.
Or you just use an old bounce because you just can't figure out how to get it back to that same spot.
Yeah, I feel it.
But that's kind of the amazing and horrible part about audio, and like, I feel like there was a beauty in the old way things were done, because you didn't have the opportunity to just keep working on it.
Yeah.
Like if you shut off your mixing board at one, like back when I was first started making music, like there was no total recall. You can't you can't pull it back up to the original spot. Like whatever your mix was how your mix sounded.
Yeah, Timberland talked about that too, man. Like he didn't save a lot of his beats. Like he would just work on it, pump it out, and then boom, it's done. Like ain't no recall of that.
Yeah, so it's like there is something kind of amazing in that, and the same kind of thing with the SP, like there's only 10 seconds of sample time, and like think about it, your kick drum, your snare drum, like hi-hat, like you're taking up 3-5 seconds right there. You got 5 more seconds to work with. Like what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So it's like that was kind of cool. And then you introduced the S950, and you could put that with that, have more sample time and whatever, and that was awesome. But like there's just a different way of working in certain regards, and nowadays I feel like it's hard. Like there's not a lot of artists that capture that, like that raw like energy in music. I mean, there's a few people that do it, I think, well,
Yeah, but you gotta be having fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what it all boils down to. You know, all of the greats, when they were inventing their own sound, their own lane, it was just because that's what they wanted to hear, and nobody was making it. You know, so it's like a variation of a variation of a variation. Like you said, you know, they took notes from other people, took what they wanted, left the rest, and then from there something new was born. You know, people who have never heard of Prince Paul, you know what I'm saying, would not even understand the reference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know, they just know Wu-Tang. So I feel what you're saying. But I wanted to ask, in those moments to where you kind of get like ear fatigue and, you know, you're working on something, feel like maybe you're beating a dead horse. Are there any other people and artists, producers that you go to that you're like, hey man, listen to this. You know, I don't know if I want to release it or whatever.
Oh yeah. For sure. There's I mean, honestly, a lot of things I sent to my man D-Face. He's like a person that kind of, when I was coming up, like doing music, like he was always like record shopping with me, or like he was always like making beats also, and like I don't know, he had like a very distinct like thing that he like style that he liked, and we kind of like embraced the same stuff. There's a few other people. There's I mean, obviously, like I've sent stuff to Buck Wild before and been like, yo, you know, he's like someone that was like very genuine to me, kind of like when I first met him, you know what I mean? He kind of, I mean, part of it's because he knew who I was working with, and he was working with similar people, and like, he like heard stuff that I'd done, and there was a mutual respect. I mean, obviously, like he made some of my favorite beats when we were, you know, stuff for like, you know, everybody from like, I mean, OC, stuff for Big L. I mean, there was like tons of stuff that he produced that's like,
especially when we're talking New York,
Yeah, classic stuff. And then even like the commercial stuff he did was, you know, incredible too. But yeah, like then there's other people that, trying to think of other people that I like send stuff to on a regular. I mean, my man Waffles, I send a lot of stuff to him, kind of like he didn't grow up here, but he has a good understanding of music in general, and just like a lot of different things. He's into like a lot of stuff that's very similar to what I'm into. So I kind of like send stuff to him. I'm like, who do you hear on this? You know, because a lot of times people hear people different than I do. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. Because I mean, I don't know if you're this type of artist, but like when you're making something, do you have somebody in mind when you're crafting it? Like, let's just say, you know, you hear somebody specific, like, I hear Nas on this one. So like, you craft it specifically to his liking, or like what you notice from him?
Yeah, there's definitely times when I'm like, so I sometimes when I was younger, it started off with like, oh, like Nas or this person. And then like, I'd be like, okay, who do I know that raps like in that same vein where I could actually get the record to, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel it.
There's that stuff too. But as I worked with more people that were dope and like more established, I started just making beats and putting them in piles for those people too. You know?
I feel
like I have a whole pile of stuff that's like Benny would like Slaughter, stuff for Mayhem. I have other stuff for other artists, like you know, that I know, and like we might not see each other all the time or whatever, but like when that time happens and we're like in the same room, we make music. So it's like I try to have some stuff aside for those moments. You know, like for instance, I got, you know, Benny hit me one day and was like, yo, I'm in the city, come through, we're working on some shit. So I just showed up to the studio and I had a bunch of beats, and he's like, yo, we're doing something for the Conflicted soundtrack or whatever. And I'm like, all right. And I just put on a beat, and he's like, yo, this is the one, and we're doing a posse cut right now. And boom, like, you know. And then like 3 weeks later, he's like, okay, it's going on this, you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, like shit like that does happen. But most of the time when I work with artists, I try to like sit and try to do projects, you know what I mean? Like even if it's just like an EP or something, like
that's the best way, man.
I think that's the best way to get the best out of me and them, you know what I mean? When it comes to like coming together to make something.
Somebody like that did that well and kind of like set that trend was Alchemist, man. Like I'm forever grateful for his blueprint for producers, you know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like that unlocks a specific thing in the artist and the producer, like you said. But they're able, you know, some of the beats that you would have picked out for the artist is not what they picked, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like a beautiful chemistry that happens to where it's like, oh, you picked that? Like I couldn't see you, but damn, this came out dope. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and I like that stuff too, because sometimes you're like play them stuff that you think they'll like, and then they're like, that's dope, but just keep going through this, and then you get to something and you're like, oh, that's not quite done yet, but they're like, I like it, and then you're like, fuck, now I gotta finish it, right? That's happened with me and Mayhem once. We did a song called Critical Thinking. It's on the first Cashmere project we put out.
Okay.
And I had to redo the drum. I mean, I've told this story before, but I had to redo the drums 7 times.
Wow.
To get them the way I wanted them to sound, and they just kept not, like the kick was clashing with the sub, and then the bass was like, it just all wasn't. And then I finally got it to like a place where I'm like, yo, this sounds good. But it was because he heard the beat, and I had taken the drums out. He's like, yo, what is that? He's like, that's fire. And I'm like, damn, now I actually have to finish it. You know what I mean? Like I can't do this on my own time now. Like it has to get done.
Yep.
So, you know, I went back to it like days in a row, and then like I finally took like a week off and went back, and then I got it right. Like, I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. So then I played it for him. He's like, yo, this is it. Like, let's go. And he like, with it, that same day he came, laid the whole entire song down. And it's like a standout song, you know, just because I had to get it done. Because it was like one of the, I think it was like, we were almost done with the project, but we needed something. And then it became the single. Like, so it's like, or one of the, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just one of those times when you're just like, you're under pressure. You just got to make it work, you know?
What would you say is your favorite placement or feature?
Ooh,
if you can't pick, you can pick multiple. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite placement or feature that I've ever done. I mean, placement, I would say, that's a hard one. Let me think about this. I mean, when we did Got the Fever, that was like one of the singles for Mayhem's first project. So that was like a big one because that kind of like solidified like the music we made together. So that was a big one. But there was also this dude I know from upstate who had like an album. He got a song done with Junior Reid over one of the beats. And I was like, yo, it was random. Like I didn't think he was actually going to be able to pull it off, and he pulled it off, you know?
Wow.
And like he's more into like the acting now. His name's E-Notes, but he did a song, and I did it for a project he was working on. He got Junior Reid on it and did like a whole thing, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Even the fact that like you were not only were you able to do that, you know what I mean, but like
that's something you probably weren't even thinking about. Like,
oh yeah, it was something I like. I once he said it, I was like, yo, I could hear it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it wasn't something that I like went into making the music like thinking about. So
with the intention, I got you.
So it kind of was cool to see that come together, and like, you know, props to him for making it happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, especially like he wasn't like that established, you know what I mean, as an artist. So like I gotta salute him for like actually following through with that, because a lot of people would be like, this is my idea, and it just never happens, you know?
Usually, you know, the budget is what's to blame, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially 100%.
Not established 100%. Artists. But like when an artist that isn't established executes like that, it kind of shows you, especially as a producer, like, okay, this person is different.
Yeah, and it's also like, I don't know, like there's a lot of times when I work with artists and they're like, oh, I don't have the budget for that. But like, if you really, like, you bought 6 pairs of sneakers this month, you had the budget for it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm guilty too, don't get me wrong. You know, I got a lot of fucking sneakers and clothing myself, but I'm just saying, like, there's ways to make things happen, and if you like thought about it before you say I don't have the budget to do it, you probably could figure out a way to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's the difference between the artists that like the art is their reward and the people that do it just to kind of like remain relevant or from all the acknowledgement that they get. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody would gladly cash out 10K on a feature and be okay with that, and then the other type of artist would look at that as a loss. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, I just wasted my money. But it's like, you're not. It's all, everything goes into another.
Yes, you could think of it as wasting your money, but like if you think about it in the long run, if it gets you more eyes and more exposure, then it's probably worth it in the long run, right? Like
it's just all a matter of like what your pockets is, you know. 10K to that artist may be like, I'm trying to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, right, exactly. Because some of these artists, like you know, they're getting, you know, twice, 3, 4 times that.
Yep. You know just to speak on the track.
Right. Exactly.
Nah, I feel it, man.
I mean, some of those guys are getting that money just to walk through a venue. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, you know,
to each his own.
Exactly.
For somebody that's never listened to your music before, how would you describe it?
There's a lot of like, I guess, I would say, I try to be like cinematic in a way, like where it's like there's like a story somehow in it. You know what I mean? I try to be like captivating in some way, you know what I mean?
I feel it.
But yeah, like I hate to say like a vibe, because that's like such an overused term nowadays. People are like, oh, it's a vibe, you know what I mean? I'm like, no. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel it, man. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
It's either
like,
you got it or you don't, you know. And when you
I feel like I want you to feel something when you hear it. Like whether what it is that you feel, that's not necessarily up to me.
Subjective, yep.
But like, I want you to like have some type of reaction.
I feel it. For you, man, what's your process like when you're working on an album? Is there anything different than the norm? Do you lock in? Like, how do you go about things?
So normally, I think the way that it works best for me is I try to get a lot of stuff done in the initial like first few like sessions, because I feel like that kind of sets the pace. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like once we have like 1 or 2 songs, I'm feeling like we have a good like working rapport. I feel like you got to kind of seize that moment. Because there's been a few times when I've started stuff with artists and like we get a good thing going and we're like halfway through, even like 2/3 of the way through, and then we're like, things kind of like, you know, life happens. And then it's like, okay, now we got to reel it back in. And that part is the harder part. Because once you lock back in, it's like, okay, this is easy.
Yeah, it comes naturally, but just like finding that time in both of y'all worlds to like stop and work on something that, you know, it's not really promised, you know what I'm saying? And it's not for right 100%. Now. So it's like
100%. Especially
it's super hard to find that time. Yeah.
Especially when it's, there's not like, hey, they're hiring you to come do something. You know what I mean? It's like, we're both gonna like do something, and then we're gonna figure out how we're gonna monetize this later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, there's obviously life that happens too, and some people have kids, some people have, you know, elderly parents they take care of. There's a lot of different factors. You know what I mean? Like, some people have more expensive places they have to pay for, so they have to be, you know, around other things, working more or whatever. So there's like, you know, there's always that balance that you have to kind of like live within. But I find if the more work we get done in the beginning, kind of, which will set the pace for how things go, I think is a good thing. And then you kind of you also have to not be the only person that is making the effort to finish things. You know what I'm saying?
How important is faith to you?
I'm not like a very religious person, but I am like a kind of like a spiritual person in regards. Like I like to meditate and stuff like that. I don't really go to organized religion stuff that much.
For sure.
But I am kind of like a person that believes in some type of, you know, greater being, not necessarily being, but greater force,
high
energy. Yeah. Like, I don't think we're in this completely by ourselves, you know what I mean?
I feel it.
I don't like to necessarily speak on what exactly it is, because to everybody I think it's a little different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So there's that aspect, but to me it's like, I feel like if you have a heart in some way, and you like can kind of understand people as a greater whole, and you kind of like believe in karma and stuff like that. That kind of stuff is real, and that will kind of guide you in a certain way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. How do you keep hunger alive without letting the ego take control?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like you gotta have people around you that kind of ground you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But you also have to be able to be your own person.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people spend either too much or too little time with themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta have that stillness, man. Bruce Lee said, "Be like water, man." You gotta
exactly. Be able to mold into the teapot or whatever. That's real.
Yep.
That's real. Like, I feel like a lot of people are really good at being chameleons and kind of moving into different like places, but when it comes to being by themselves, they can't do it, and I think that's a very detrimental thing to a person.
For sure, because when you stop being busy, then it's like you have no choice but to sit with yourself and deal with all the things you've been running from. So it's either you're gonna keep running faster, and the rabbit in place, then you're gonna get tired eventually.
No,
or
100%.
you sit and deal with it.
100%, and or you'll be on like a hamster wheel. You'll be like looking at the same things, but you're just running faster and faster, and you just get like. You're like, why aren't these things changing? Like, how am I staying in place? But yeah, I feel like that's a big thing. A lot of people can't, be by themselves. I think being alone and like being alone with your thoughts is like a very powerful thing. And if you can't do that, like, that's not great. You know what I mean? It's not. It will lead you astray, I feel.
Nah, I feel it. What's some advice that you would give to any beginner or just anybody in general wanting to learn how to navigate the music industry?
I would say, first and foremost, do it because you love it. You know what I mean?
Very important.
Don't be looking for an outcome or an income.
That's the worst one right there, man. The income.
Because if you're looking just for an income or an outcome, you're like completely devoiding the journey of it. And like a friend of mine has one of my homies has in a rhyme. He said like what does he say? He goes, "The journey is the gift." You know what I mean? Like like
it's true, man. It's true.
He's like, that's the presence is the present. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you spoke on it, man. Some people have a lot more expenses to pay for, and then that's a scary place, because then it becomes more like not like a job, man. You're just doing it to do it, and then the fans could tell. And then when you're no longer doing it to have fun or be you or express yourself in the ways that you want to, you're just doing it what the people like, what's hot. You know what I'm saying? It changes you as an artist. There's so many people that feel like they have to drop every year. They have to put content out every day. The music industry has changed now. We got content creators, so it's like if you're doing it to make money,
that's gonna start changing too with all this AI stuff. I feel like I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a lot of things happening right now where people are like craving human interaction again. And they're like paying money to like do like run clubs and different things like that, because people have just been on the internet like disconnected from reality and like working from home and not interacting with people, and like there's so much more. I feel like there's something kind of like, I don't know, like you kind of like still have to have that organic aspect of what you're doing to like really kind of connect with people. Because
I've noticed it.
That's really like the biggest. That's really the biggest thing. I think like I fail at this sometimes too. Like I'm guilty. Like I I'm like, sometimes I just want to put out the music and not like the other stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I have to like, you know, remember that I'm an artist too. I'm not just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, there's balance to it all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think the biggest thing too is remembering to be gentle with yourself in that, like, okay, I don't necessarily like this extra stuff. So what systems can I put into place to where maybe I can delegate the other stuff that I don't necessarily want to do, you know, whether it be like merch and like album covers or whatever, you know, you find a dope artist and now you put money in their pocket, you helping them, you know what I mean? One hand wash the other, both hands take care of the face. But you know, I noticed that
create like an ecosystem.
Exactly. I noticed that big time, you know, because I started doing the virtual open mics, and that's something that I was doing for free. And you know, a lot of people gather, you know, because we're all artists, we're all producers, we all just kicking shit, showing each other what we made, you know. So it became something like a family of its own, and when we stopped doing it, you know, people was getting into trouble. People, you know, was like, yo, when is it gonna come back? Yo, we waiting on it, you know what I mean? And it's like, me personally, when I stopped it, I didn't realize how much of an impact that had on people, you know, because I'm looking at it like, man, it's free, you know, it's taking my time, I got other things I gotta do, I got a family, you know what I mean? So it was like seeing that made me realize, okay, no matter what I do, I still got to give back in that way, to where it's like the people that have supported me all the way up until this point, man, like that connection and keeping that there in this world full of AI, full of, you know, disingenuous people that, you know, are snakes and stuff. When you find something genuine, everybody's all interested in music. Everybody want to see everybody win. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to kind of nurture that and hold on to that, because it's not very prevalent in this society anymore, man, you know?
No, 100%. I mean, like, even when you go to like get a coffee, like you like they turn a fucking screen to you and they're like, you want to give us a tip for doing nothing?
Yeah, right.
And you're like, no, I don't want to give you a tip.
Not at all. They're just like,
you know what I mean? And
whatever.
It's like,
you're gonna wait.
but then when I get like a good interaction with somebody, I'm like, yo, here, you know what I mean? Like, here, $2.
Yeah,
like, I
for
don't
sure.
give a fuck, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
man.
It's just like a difference between a little thing like that. You know what I mean? Like, just little interactions and how like you're treated, and it's like you're not just like a number. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's kind of like
that makes a difference.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, just that little bit of effort goes a long way. You know what I mean? And like you were saying, you know, for like the time and the effort you put in, like when we had the radio show, for like 4 years, I think.
What year was this? So we can.
So like we had a radio show, and it was like, what was it? 05, 6, 7, 8, I think.
Okay. So the internet was completely different. It was like basically non-existent.
Like, it was a radio show on Breauxkin College radio, and like we would archive them and like put them up on the internet after the fact, because like they would be recorded in the, you know, we'd like air them and then we'd, you know, record them and put them up. Yeah. We had like an archive, and you know, we interviewed like Tame One. We interviewed we actually got who else came on there? Warren G came on there. We did we got Mayhem. We got I mean, there was a bunch of people that came on. It was dope. But like for maybe 3 and change years, we never once played the same song twice.
That's crazy.
And we had to clean all the music, even though it wasn't FCC regulated. They made us clean all the music. So you got to think about that. Like, we had a 2-hour show every single week for like 3 years. We didn't play the same song twice. So we were cleaning like thousands of songs over the course of the time. Just the amount of time that takes. Like, you know, you've put this together, you edit your stuff, you know, like just sitting there reversing curses, and you have to reverse the ones in the back. You gotta like do all this other stuff, you know. And then we didn't have AI. We couldn't just be like, here, take all these words out and separate them, then I can just, you know. So like, it was a lot of work, but we did it, and we did it because, you know, we enjoyed doing it, right? And we enjoyed the outcome of like the whole process, and like, you know, it was just like, and we all did it together, you know what I mean? Like, D-Face would be like, okay, yo, here, I have the whole list for the show tonight. You take care of these songs. He's like, do you have any songs? Like, yeah. Okay, we split them up, and like, he'd do 15 songs, I'd do 15 songs. Like, you know, it's just like, fuck.
No, I feel it, man. You know? That's that real dedication. But I feel like that kind of humbles you. You know what I mean? Like that process, knowing what it's gonna take in order to make something successful, and it's not promised to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still having the option that you could fail. People could not listen, you know what I mean? But 100%. Like, are you still gonna do it anyways? I feel like that makes the difference between the winners and the losers, because if you're winning on your own terms, then it's like, no, everything else is all extra. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the people that are willing to quit just because they have to put in some work never wanted it in the first place. Like the first thing that comes along is gonna break them. And it's like, if you're trying to get in this music industry, you gotta have some tough skin, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing gonna come along and break you, you're gonna go crying and quit, man. Like, don't nobody want to invest their money in that.
No, 100%. And like, you also, like, I feel like you were saying, like, you gotta have the thick skin. You also have to like there's gonna be comments about you. There's gonna be like, you know, if I read all the YouTube
hateful
comments
shit,
when I was first starting out, we were doing like beat videos back in the day. Like this is 08, 07, 08, 09. We were doing like beat videos. And like mad people were like, yo, this is awesome. We had a couple people like, oh, who are these white kids from the wherever? Who's this white kid making beats and whatever? And I'm like, dude, like, you have no idea who I am. You don't know anything about me. And you're here making a comment, and I would laugh about it because it's just funny to me. You know what I mean?
It's really sad, man. Like when that is what deciphers whether or not you're gonna listen to somebody or whether or not you're gonna support somebody. It's like you gotta really feel sorry for these people, man, because they're missing out on a lot of good shit just from having that, you know. And I mean, a lot of that stuff is taught. You
know? Listen, like it's always something I knew that would be brought up at some point. You know what I mean? Like. I'm not like arrogant to the fact that like someone's gonna say something because they're ignorant to whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I grew up in New York. You know what I mean? Like if I had to cry over everything that someone said about me, I would have given up a long time ago. You know what I mean?
So I feel it, man.
But that's something that I love about like growing up in an urban environment, as people say, whatever, is like you get cracked on early. You know what I mean? Like your friends do it, probably worse than other people would do it.
So it's like that's all you got. That's really
all you got.
I'd
be like, dude, like that's all you could come up with, and like I was like, you were sitting at a computer, like you had plenty of time to just craft something crazy, but it is what it is, right? Like so that shit always made me laugh. You know what I mean? And then like I don't know, like. And then you, if I want to go dig deep into someone's like past, I could go and be like, okay, this is what I could find out about you. You know what I mean? It's just like, but all of that stuff is like completely out of context anyway. So it's like, what does that do for anybody, right? Like,
usually those people, man, they on a burner account. They ain't never went for nothing in their dreams, like in life in general. Like you look at the stuff that they're doing, and it's like you posting other people's shit. You know, you ain't got nothing to show for yourself. So like, of course you're gonna kick somebody down.
We had a funny one years ago where there was this kid that used to give us a lot of props on the internet, like, you know, oh wow, your music's tight, beats are dope, all this stuff. And then like about a year down the road, someone hit me, was like, yo, you know this good dude? And I'm like, yeah, like I talk to him on the internet sometimes, what's up? And he sent me a page that he made on SoundCloud. And it was ripped beats from a bunch of people that, you know, that we've all made music with. And I'm like, this motherfucker, like, he didn't do it to me because he probably would have, but like people I had friends with, I was like, yo, this is the same beat from my homie. And I'm like, this is weird. And then I realized, like, yo, it's not just the same sample, it's the same drums, it's the same exact beat.
Everything,
And then I started realizing that the sound quality wasn't as good. So I'm like, yo, this motherfucker is recording beats that other people I know did and reposting them on their own SoundCloud page, trying to play them off like they made them.
Oh, that's something completely different. I thought you was talking about just like making, you know, freestyles over it. Nah, they trying to actually
they put them up as their own beats.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, yo, I heard this beat 6 months ago, but someone else produced it. I'm like, that created like a whole thing. But it's just interesting to see what people will go do to like be down with something.
No, I mean, I've experienced some of the stuff like that, but not people taking my stuff like that, but you know, people not wanting to pay for beats and just ripping them off the internet, and then you know you kind of get like this at least for me, man, I had this bad taste in my mouth. Like, man, I'm not gonna put nothing on the internet. I'm not gonna do that. But it's like, you know, from a creator standpoint, that's how you get to the next level. So it's like
that's happened to me when I've had like people like, oh, I'm like, I don't like, oh, what do you charge for a beat? And I tell them, and they're like, oh, I thought it wasn't gonna be that expensive. And I'm like, I mean, I feel you. Like, I understand where like that, but that's really not the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I've had people come to me and be like, oh, damn, that's more than I thought, but can you work with me? And I'm like, all right, you know, maybe I can.
Yeah, especially if the talent is there.
But, yeah, no, 100%.
The talent is the start place, though.
But, like, I got to a point now where, like, it's funny, but, like, people will be like, oh, how much you charge for a beat? I'm like, well, I'm not going to even tell you until you send me your music first, because if I don't like the music, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like, I gotta like what you're doing first, or at least understand it to an extent, and be like, okay, I get why you want a beat from me or whatever. Like, you know. But yeah, if it's trash, I don't even want to be a part of it. Like, even if you're offering money, like, I don't know. I got to a point now where it's just like, I don't know. I'd rather do something else for the money if I need. You know what I mean? Like, like I have other things that I do. You know, so it's not. I'm not like. I'm not too worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Nah, I feel it, man. I feel it. You know, sometimes when you operating from that place of desperation, you know what I mean, you're willing to take money from everybody and stamp your name on it. You know, you're killing the brand. You know what I'm saying?
Also, a thing that people don't think about as a producer that's done this for a while, like people don't think about this, but every person that you do a feature for, right? Like, not all of them have plans on releasing it right away.
Yeah.
So usually what happens is that if you're a prolific artist, you know, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that comes out that you did right around when you release something.
Yep.
Usually a few weeks after.
Yeah.
Or if you have a rollout, it might be around the same time, because people see that shit and they're like, okay, this is the time when I should release this.
Yeah.
People are going to be searching this artist or whatever.
Yeah.
So like it's happened to me where like I was putting something out, and then within the same like month or two, like 4 other things that I had produced came out in the same time.
Years ago.
And stuff that I did years ago.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I don't put like a time limit on it, but like if it's someone that's like not as prolific, I kind of am like, listen, like, you got to contact me before you put this out, especially if I'm giving you a deal on stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's kind of got to be some type of plan.
I mean, it's out of respect, man. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked with people that I'm like, you know, I don't even know the song is out, and then they tag me that it's been out for a couple months, and I'm like,
yeah, that happened,
bro.
too.
Like, I thought we was cooler than that. You was gonna at least let me like promote it myself too, but okay, you want to just promote it by yourself? Okay, that's fine.
There's been 1 or 2 times when my name is spelled wrong too, and I'm like,
man, that's hard.
I'm like, dude, come on.
And how can you mess that up, bro?
Yeah, that's a rough one for me, because especially when we follow each other on the internet, and like you could literally look up my shit right there, and if you clicked 1 or 2 of my links, you'd realize the spelling is all the same on everything.
Yep.
Nah, so it's like, I mean, there's been 1 or 2 times when ICEROCKS is 2 words as opposed to 1 word with the I and the R capitalized, whatever. Like, that makes sense. That happens. But like, I've gotten ICEROXX. I've gotten ROX. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you know, it is what it is, though. It happens.
Yeah.
People move fast. I get that. Like, and certain things, you know, like, get overlooked. And when it's the third party person who you don't talk to often does the liner notes and stuff, like, things can get lost in translate. It does happen.
All right, man. So let's clear the air right now. How do you prefer for everything to be spelled?
So the way I like it, it's just ICEROCKS. It's ICEROCKS, and the I and the R are capitalized, but there's no space.
1 word.
So it's 1 word, but the I and the R are capitalized.
Yes, sir.
Which to me stands out the most, because it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of like how I usually have it spelled. If it's 2 words and they're both capitalized, that's fine too. But like normally I have it when I do it. It's ICEROCKS, one words, the I and the R are capitalized.
See, it's the same thing with me with the Fly Nonsense brand. You know, some people will break it up, Fly and then Nonsense, but like some people will do it one word, you know, because that's the Instagram handle. You know, I don't care either way when it's like that, but then when you like Fly No Nonsense or like, you know, you just butcher my shit, I'm like, bro, you really don't understand. Okay, whatever. We're going to keep it going. Hey, walk me through your average day, man. What's it like being ICEROCKS?
I mean, it really depends. So I do a lot. I do other stuff too. Like I don't just do music, obviously. So like I build houses, I flip houses and stuff like that. So I've been doing that for a while. So it depends. If I have a project that I'm working on at the time, you know, like the day's a little different. Like I'll do that earlier, and then sometimes I go to the studio, or that ends up being like a thing that happens in like segments, like. You know, but if I'm not working on a project like that, I try to go to the studio a few times a week.
Okay.
I recently just got it set up with my laptop, so I can make beats like anywhere now.
Dope.
So like I was on the plane literally the other day making a beat in the air. So
yeah, that's the best, man. That's the best.
I was like, this is awesome. You know, just got your headphones in, and I'm just like going.
I can imagine a flight to Japan, bro, working through the whole shit. Like, come on, man.
So that was nice to like have that new setup, which is nice. And I've been like learning a new program. I've been messing with Luna a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Luna.
I've heard of it. I haven't really ventured.
So there's like a free version that I just tried because I was like, why not? My homie was using it, and I was like, yo, I've been using Pro Tools forever, but I was like, let me see if I could use this program. And it's like pretty similar. It's like, to me, it reminds me of somewhere in between Ableton and Pro Tools. It's like somewhere, but the time stretch is pretty good on it. Like the layout is very similar to Pro Tools. So I've been kind of messing with that, just testing it out. Although I'm probably going to end up buying Pro Tools again.
Yeah, I feel it, man. Pro Tools is industry standard, man. So it's like you never can go wrong with that.
Also, like sending like files and stuff is just easy. It's one of those things I'm used to. But yeah, I try to do that, and then like I try to go to the record store, you know, every so often to kind of just like listen to new music and like look for things. And it's not always necessarily just about like finding new stuff, or sometimes I find records in my own like shelves that I'm like, wow, I bought this 10 years ago and I've like literally like barely listened to it, and then you're just like, wow, this is a really good album. But like for me with the record shopping now, I try to buy music that I want to listen to first, and then if there's something there that's a plus. I'm not just buying shit because I'm like, oh, this is a crazy $300 record that's got some fucking cool, you know, whatever, like ridiculous sound on it, and I'm gonna listen to it twice and maybe use it, you know, whatever. But I try to listen to stuff that I actually want to listen to, you know what I mean, as well, because then you want to keep it and you want to, you know, have it for like future listens.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
And I try to keep a bunch of records at the house too, you know what I mean, just to play stuff while, you know, if you're like cleaning up or like whatever, doing whatever, cooking, you have some music playing and shit.
That's the best, bro.
Yeah,
man. Physical is definitely where it's at.
Because in the car, it's weird. Like I used to listen to a lot of music in the car, but now that I make music a lot more, I sometimes just like to drive in silence. It depends how like long of a drive I'm doing, but sometimes I just like to be in silence because it's like the only time I get like complete silence. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel it, bro. Like it goes back to, you know, sitting with yourself, you know what I mean? When you're able to like recognize, okay, this is my time. Like I don't know if you got kids or not, you know, but like
I don't have any kids, but I have like, you know, I have like a couple like friends that are basically like my brothers who like, so their kids are like my nephews, you know.
Okay, got you. So it's like when, you know, when you get your quiet time, man, you got to take it where you can get it. So it's like sometimes that commute is the only time that you get to yourself. So it's like, yo, let me just take this in real quick, take a breather, you know.
Especially when I'm driving to the studio, like if I'm going to the studio to do like, if the only other thing I do is like sometimes I listen to the beats I made on my way to and from the studio in the car.
Hype you up.
You get and you get the car sound as opposed to like a headphone or like a speaker. It's a little different, you know what I mean? It's got like you can adjust the levels a little bit. So that's I kind of like the car test things like that. But a lot of times I just listen to nothing. Like it's kind of nice to just focus on like just the actual just driving. You know what I
mean? You got to be intentional, man. You know, take that piece where you could get it.
Yep.
For you, man, I know certain things you can't speak on, but what projects are next for you?
I'm working on another solo album with a bunch of different artists. It's gonna be like a wide array of people that I work with. You know what I mean? Yep. Whether they're like very established or somewhat established or like whatever. It's kind of like just like a producer project where like I kind of like put everything together like that. Me and Mayhem have like some stuff in the works. We're working on a few things. I got a few joints on a couple like multi-producer projects that he's working on. XP, the Marksman, and I got a Nomads 2 album coming. Okay. So we had Nomads 1 we did in 2019. And we have a follow-up to that. We did an EP last year, but we're going to do a follow-up full-length album. That's getting mixed right now. What else do I have? I'm working on another instrumental album, which it has like a theme, but I don't really want to speak on it yet.
Yeah. Don't unravel it yet.
I think someone might try to steal the idea.
Yeah, so, man. It's always you got to keep that on the hush.
So yeah, I'm working on that. What else do I got going on? I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I'm working on some stuff with. I'm working on like a project with an artist in London. Well, outside of London. He's from I think Nottingham. His name is Juggernaut.
Oh, I heard of him. Yeah, man.
He's dope. He's dope. And whenever I go out there, like I see him, and he came to the show when we were out in London, so that was dope. But he's a dope MC, lyricist. He can actually really rap, and he's like a pretty intelligent dude. You know what I mean? Like, so. And like his comes from a very like musical family, so that's kind of ill.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him before, man. No, I was saying I saw his music before, man, and when I gave him a listen, I was very impressed, man. I was like, yo, he definitely dope artist, man. It's always dope when you stumble on people like that take their craft serious and
and I met him like we were doing a show, I think. He had known a couple people that I knew, and he did a project with one of my homies, Mr. Brown. He's like a producer out in London.
Okay.
And I'd known about him through kind of like a few channels, but I met him when we were in London, I think in 2017, 16 or 17, I can't remember, but that's the first time I met him. And dude, he was at the show. He was hyped. He was really into it, and like I had heard that he had made music, but I didn't really like hear that like much of it, but I kind of started to pay attention and I was like, oh, this dude's nice, you know what I mean? Like it's and like some people some people say like, oh, like the accent gets me or whatever, like to certain artists, and I get that. Like certain, it's like, it's not what you're used to, you know what I mean? It's not like a New York accent or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's different, but he kind of transcends that a little bit for me. So I was like, yo, let me check him out a little more, and I liked his music, and I was like into it. So I was like, we started working on some stuff, and the things we got some good joints like shaping up.
That's fire, man. I can't wait to hear those, man. For real.
I'm trying to think what else I got going on. I think that's for the most part. That's it. Yeah.
Word. Any books that you're reading or that you have read that changed your life forever?
That changed my life forever. Oh man. Recently, I've been reading I've been doing it very slowly, but I've been reading the Rick Rubin book.
Oh, that one is fire, bro.
It's a good one.
I got that joint right here, bro.
Yeah, that's a good book.
I got that joint right here.
Yep, that's a good book.
Yeah. Like, the way I've been using it, bro, is like going into creative sessions, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kind of like clearing the palette, letting myself know that, I ain't bound by anything, you know what I mean? Not boxed in, Creatively, man, it's just like something that's a real dope reminder and real refreshing for any artist, any producer. If y'all haven't got the creative act yet, y'all definitely got to pick that joint up, man.
Yeah, it's one of those like pure like things that you read and you're like, oh wow, like I never really thought about it like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it just has that he has like a real like clarity with the like kind of what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's because he's been with so many artists, man. So many
I mean, dude,
artists, bro. He's like
his catalog is insane.
Yeah, and then I hear something. It's like a joke going around, and it's where it's like asking him, "What do you do?" And it's like they can't tell you, but you know, at the end of the day, like, bro, he's been a part of so many like.
I mean, if you really wanna break it down, Rick Rubin is like a therapist.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
You know what I mean? He's not even like he's a producer.
Yeah,
but he's like a therapist. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel it.
He's kind of one of those people that just like, I don't know, it's kind of probably how I feel like Quincy Jones was.
Yeah.
Even though Quincy Jones, I mean, he could play like a maniac and whatever.
Quincy
was
like
different,
really, man. Yeah.
You know, that's a different story. But like it's more about like setting a tone, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make people feel comfortable and like you can, you know, and like they want to like be around it, like it just makes things like a lot easier.
It brings the best out of them too, you know, because like you're able to see what they can't see through the ego, through all of the fame, through all of that stuff. You're able to like pick that one thing that's special, or maybe a few things that's special about their craft that maybe they can't see, that like, you know, like how you do, where you're like, yo, I'm to save certain beats for certain people, you know. It's like you already know what's gonna bring out of them, you know what I mean?
No,
so it's like, I feel that, man, for real.
But like, even like if you listen to like I mean, there's an interview with one of the recording engineers that was recording like Nirvana, right? And they were saying that one of the takes, like Kurt Cobain was lying on the floor when he was playing this part or singing this part, and he said it was just like perfect. He's like, it wasn't the best take. He's like, but the feeling of it was like perfect.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's what we're gonna go with. You know what I mean? That's the one. You know what I mean? Or like, I forget, there was another thing I was reading somewhere or watching somewhere where they're talking about how like the second take of like one of the MJ songs or whatever was like they mixed it mad times, but like the second mix was like the perfect one. Yeah. And they went back to it and they're like, like this is like, why do we do all this? You know what I mean?
Yep. I feel it, man. I read in Quincy's book, man, you know, he wouldn't let Mike record until he had everything memorized. Like, he was not playing with him. He was like, you got it memorized? No, back to the drawing board. Like, we're going to keep working on this. Well,
because, you know, there's been times when I've been in the studio where I'm like, I'm recording someone and I'm like, yo, this is dope, but I can tell you're reading it.
Yep. And it's different when it's like that, man, because like the energy is like on the listeners, in the listener's perspective, it's like you're receiving that, you know what I'm saying? Like the reading and shit. And it's like when you want the listener to catch your vibe, you don't want them to feel like they just getting something downloaded to, you know, you want them to feel that energy, man, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's why sometimes even when I hear, like when I'm recording something like with any artist and like the take is just dope, there might have been like a part where it's not perfect, but like the energy is right. It's just like, yo, we got to roll with that one. You know what I mean?
Like, not for sure, man. Either that or try to match it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you try to do it, it doesn't come out the same. You know, it could be like a little cadence in your voice clipping or something.
You get a certain amount of takes in, and you're just like, they lost the feeling. It's just like, you know.
Or they have a different direction in mind, you know, after they did it 20 times, you know, now they want to do it a little softer. It's like, nah, man, that harsh take was what made it, that gave it that magical spark, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, and that's part of the amazing part of that, you know? It's like,
I feel it.
You never know where it's gonna go. Sometimes you do it a million times and it's like, wow, that was perfect, that one. Keeping that, you know?
Yep.
Like I've been in the studio where someone did 97 takes once, and I was like, but the 97th take was the one.
Yeah. So it's like during that process, man, do you keep going in it? You know what I mean, with them, or do you kind of just like ignore them? Like, yeah, all right, whatever. You just hop on social media. What do you do?
I try not to lose my focus because. That could very easily throw them off and change their whole mood. But sometimes it's like they need to like kind of work it out with themselves. Yeah. So, you know, I try to be there and be like attentive enough where if they ask me a question, I'm there, but not to the point where I'm like I'm like, I can't believe I'm still here doing this.
Fly on the wall type status. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that, man. What's 3 of your favorite movies?
Oh man. There's a lot of amazing movies. Heat is probably one of them.
That one is a good one.
Heat is like a pretty incredible movie. I'm trying to think of other ones that like.
Put us on, man. Put us on.
Other movies that I like. There's like a lot of shitty movies that I like too. You know, like.
Hey, it don't matter, bro. It's about you.
Like Toxic Avenger and shit like that.
Okay.
You know, there was this other crazy movie that I watched when I was like in high school with one of my homies, Smalls. Like, it was called Doom Generation. It was like a weird Parker Posey movie. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's very strange. Like, it's basically about these two people that like rob convenience stores. They're in a relationship, and then they have a third wheel, and it gets kind of weird and murky, kind of strange. But it's a very fucking weird, interesting movie, and it was one of those movies that we would put on to kind of gauge, like how you like your personality a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're like, yo, that was weird as hell, but that like I'm interested in it. Like, I was like, okay, you know. But it's a strange movie. It's like a very weird. It's like not. It's like I don't even know if it's like a B movie, a C movie. It was not any box office hit in any regard.
Yeah. I feel it, man. I feel it.
What other movies? I mean, like Raging Bull, like all these other movies. Like growing up with those movies was great.
Taxi Driver,
Goodfellas. I don't know, like A Bronx Tale, like all that classic stuff.
Nah, I feel it, bro. What would you say?
80 Blocks of Tiffany's. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yep. What would you say are 3 albums that inspired your production?
Oh man, I mean, Prince Among Thieves is like probably one of those ones that well, production wise, yes, but also just like the layout, sequencing, and stuff like that. You know, obviously all the early Wu-Tang stuff. I would say 36 Chambers, but I think all those albums kind of together played a huge role. You know what I mean? Liquid Swords, fucking Cuban Links, all that stuff I'm gonna throw that all in one thing.
Oh yeah.
Another one that really shaped my was Lord Finesse, The Awakening.
That one was fire.
That's like, to me, that's one of like sonically one of the best sounding albums as far as like the drum machines he was using, what it was recorded on, how it all sounds together. Sonically, I really like that album. But then there's like other album, like Ill Al Scratch was like a really ill, like produced album. Like, you know, I'll Take Her, all those songs, like For the Homies, all those shits were like, just sounded incredible to me also. The early like Lost Boys stuff, I really like the way that stuff sounded. Easy Mo Bee is an incredible producer. I mean, yeah, those are like, and also like I guess Ready to Die was like a really good one, and like Illmatic and stuff like that. It's hard for me to narrow it down to like 3 because there's just so much shit that shaped me as like, you know, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, like. Even like the Rakim albums, like Eric B and Rakim stuff was so great. I don't know. It's hard to narrow it down, especially as a producer. Like, you know,
and you gave a couple homework assignments for the young producers out there listening. You know, that ain't never heard of none of these albums.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
back,
yeah.
Do your research. You might learn something. You might find certain things that you was interested in you ain't even know existed. You
and what's crazy now is like you listen to some of this stuff and like some of this stuff's being sampled again. You know what I mean? Like, like the same samples are being remade for other songs, and like, you know, it's just like, whoa, hold up. You know what I mean? Like people don't even realize like where it all comes from. You know what I mean?
I think that's the beauty of it, man. You know, because one producer that may just have stumbled upon a record, or you know, they got their pops records and they sampling something from it. They realize their pops grabbed that because of the other sample, and they knew nothing about it. So it's like they go through, find that sample. They like, yo, I'm gonna flip this joint, and this is the first time it's gonna be flipped, and it's like, nah, buddy, ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing too. That's what's ill about like the craft in itself too, because people, you know, hear different things, and you know, sometimes, you know, some records it's just a loop, and you're like, yo, that's so ill. Like, what am I gonna do with that?
Can't do nothing else but just like let it play, man. Leave it as is, you know.
Or like you might a little variation or whatever, but like sometimes it's like, okay, this has been flipped so many times that you have to like do something with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't just loop it. Like you're like, nah, like it's been flipped by Primo and all these other people. Try to do something.
You gotta do something different, you know? Man. Yeah.
So,
what would you say is your go-to genre of samples to look for? Like, do you go for like 70s soul? Do you go for Japanese jazz? Like what?
I mean, I've moved around the spectrum a lot. There was a time when I was really into just jazz records, then jazz fusion records, and you know, there was a time I was into like Polish jazz records because there was a lot of good Polish jazz. Like, obviously the Japanese stuff is like great. Also, they're like, the Japanese are really good with like learning things and taking it to the fullest and like really exploring stuff, and like
the creativity is,
you know,
crazy.
It's, I mean, just their woodworking, they're all this, like they're really about mastering things. Which a lot of, you know what I mean? Like we live in a culture where that's not really like the forefront of stuff. Which they are really good at that stuff. But yeah, I mean, like there's great rock records, psych rock. There's a lot of good stuff. For me, it just depends. Like I move around the spectrum.
If you had maybe
funk
three
and soul is
categories,
probably funk and soul together as one. Jazz, I was always a big fan of, and I would say rock because like the drums and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
sometimes the guitar samples, man, like them joints go crazy.
Yeah,
what I've been getting into recently is like the Italian jazz, man. Like joints are crazy, bro.
Also, like there was a lot of soundtrack stuff in Italy, Italian soundtrack stuff and different things that like you know, there's a lot of good stuff. It just depends. Like a lot of that stuff travels too. Like we're certain, you know, like you don't even think about this, but like there was times when there was like you know, there was these bands that would travel to different air bases in different countries, and then they'd start like, you know, like a whole kind of music revolution would start because that's how they were able to see these artists at like air naval bases or whatever. And like it's just kind of a weird thing with how like things travel, and like, you know, same thing with like spices, like how spices used to travel the world and ended up in different places, and like you know, someone in like this part of the world never knew what nutmeg was, and then all of a sudden it like, you know what I mean, it just changes the way things are made just because of how everything was kind of traveling, which, so it's kind of the same thing with music, you know.
I feel that, man. Before we get out of here, man, I just want to ask you this. If you could give yourself a piece of advice when first starting out with music production, what would it be and why?
I think biggest piece of advice I would give myself. Oh man, that's I guess like probably don't sweat the small stuff, you know what I mean? Because when I was coming up in the beginning, I kind of did that. And then as I kind of got further into it, I would say like just like trust the process, you know what I mean? Like like just really get immersed into like what you're doing and be really into what you're doing and continue to do so, and like don't let the chatter or whatever outside kind of influence you. I was good at not doing that, but there was times when I fought that, and I feel like I wish I listen to myself, because I told myself that, and I sometimes didn't actually really listen to myself.
Yeah. Hey, you know man, sometimes, man, we be knowing exactly what we got to do. We just don't want to lock in. And
well, it's also
eventually
like
with experience, we learn. You know?
Yeah, and it's also like that. You know, that book with the Alchemist, where people, motherfuckers travel all over the place looking for something, and they don't realize what they're looking for is literally right there in front of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you are like what you're looking for. You're looking for like a better version of yourself or something. You think you need to go have all these experiences, which obviously experiences are big. That's I would never say don't do things.
Yeah.
But I would say like sometimes it's right there, and you like it's not about it's like the journey is the whole part that matters, you know what I mean? As opposed to like just trying to get to a destination, you know what I mean?
Yep, for sure, man. Just like we said earlier, man, the journey is the gift.
And it's the same thing with these things. Like, you know, you go to a concert and everybody's like fucking filming everything.
Yeah. And
like sometimes I forget to do any of that because I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe I'm spoiled. I've been around a lot of shows, so like, you know what I mean? Like I've been blessed to be like backstage or at many shows, or been, you know, whatever. Even at a young age, like I was able to like navigate that, where like sometimes I'm like, damn, I didn't even get a picture from this night. You know what I mean?
But like, I mean, like during that, man, it's like it's hard to be that person and be like, can I get a picture with you when these people are bombarded all day? And it's I don't want that known with my legacy.
But I'm saying not even like me in the crowd. Like I fucking forget to do all of it. Like I'm so immersed in like the time where like I might be checking my phone for like other stuff, but I won't even be like recording, which is kind of nice though, because it sometimes that shit just lives in your memory, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like
no other choice.
That's kind of what was ill about being younger, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you didn't know where your friends were. You had to go out and find them, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like over where I grew up, it was like you would bike over to someone's house. They'd be at this bench. They'd be at this park, whatever. Like,
see all the bikes outside. You know where everybody at.
Yeah, exactly. Or like exactly. Or like you'd be like, oh, they're playing like roller hockey in the park here, basketball over here, or whatever, and like you had to go around and figure it out. I couldn't even page someone at the time. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel
so. I don't know. I feel like being in that moment is like a big thing, and I feel blessed to be able to have like touched grass when I was a kid and like been outside and like worked with my hands and things. I just feel like that is kind of like a lost thing in a child now.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Hey man, well I appreciate you taking some time, you know what I mean, chop it up with us, let us know how you first got started, and you know, talk about the journey. We'll definitely be in touch. Like I said, I appreciate you once again, my brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No doubt.